ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोक शंकरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ओम गुरुदेव भगवान शिव शंकर भोलेनाथ कैलाशपति महाराज की जय हो। भगवान व्यास जी महाराज की जय हो। शंकराचार्य भगवान की जय हो। स्वामी तपोवन जी महाराज की जय हो। स्वामी चिन्मयानंद भगवान की जय हो। स्वामी प्रबुद्धानंद भगवान की, स्वामी शुद्धानंद भगवान की जय हो। साध्वी आनंद ज्योति जी की जय हो। सभी गुरु देवताओं की जय हो। माता पिता की जय हो। ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। अत नवमो अध्यायः। राजविद्या राजगुह्य योगाय। श्लोक नंबर 10। मया अध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूयते सचराचरं हेतुन अनेन कौन्तेय जगत् विपरिवर्तते। अवजानन्ति मां मूढा मानुषीतनुमाश्रितं परं भावं जानन्तो मम भूतमहेश्वरम्। मेधाश्च मेधकर्मणः मोदज्ञानः विचेत्सः राक्षसीम् आसुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिता। हे अर्जुन, मुझे मय मय मीन्स मुझे, मुझे मीन्स परमात्मा को, परमात्मा को, नॉट जीवा, मुझे, मुझे परमात्मा, मुझ परमात्मा को अध्यक्षेण, अध्यक्ष, अध्यक्ष माने सबका अधिष्ठान, संपूर्ण सृष्टि का अधिष्ठान, अधिष्ठान के सक्षत से प्रकृति ही, ऑल क्रिएटेड, द प्रकृति इज क्रिएटेड, द प्रकृति इज मी अलोन, आई एम द अधिष्ठान, मैं अधिष्ठान हूं इस पूर्ण प्रकृति का, संपूर्ण। व्हाट इज प्रकृति? प्रकृति इज पराकृति, आकृति, पर आकृति, prakriti. This is what prakriti means. Para and akriti. Parakriti, parakriti. Para is Parameshwara. Parameshwara, when he is seen, when he is seen. Akriti, जब वो आकृति ग्रहण करते. This is what akriti. The three. There is nothing other than Ishwara. Prakriti is Ishwara himself. Ishwara in form of Ishwara in form. Ishwara in form is seen. Ishwara is seen as form due to the three gunas. Due to the three gunas. And three gunas are seen due to avidya. Avidya ki wajah se the Maya is seen. What is seen? This Prakriti is Maya. Maya is seen. See, you are seeing a shirt. You are seeing a shirt. But there is no shirt at all. It is cotton all over. All over it is cotton alone. Cotton alone is. You see shirt. You see the shirt. There is no shirt. It is cotton alone. this seeing is not, यहाँ पर the seeing is not an verb, it is not a verb, it is not a kriya. The seeing here is understanding, taking what is being seen, you have taking it as seen. जैसा दिखा वैसा grasp किया. जैसा दिखा, you saw shirt, you say it is a shirt, ये shirt है. Now the correction is, it is not shirt, it is all over cotton only. It is first, it is kapda, kapde ke baad it is threads, threads ke baad it is cotton alone. Cotton alone is, cotton alone is. This cotton being seen as shirt, the entire prakriya is prakriti. This is prakriti. Prakriti. Shirt is the prakriti. Cotton is the truth. Purushaha. Purushaha prakriti. Purusha and prakriti. Anything that can be objectified is matter. You can objectify shirt. You can objectify. You can, as a cotton, from cotton's point of view, you can objectify shirt. You can objectify this shirt from the half sleeve shirt. You can objectify shirts. There are different shirts. All shirts can be objectified. सब shirts को objectify किया जा सकता है. The cotton in itself cannot be. Cotton is the adhishthanam, adhyakshena, adhishthanam, adhishthan of the shirt. सचराचरम, चराचर सहित सर्व जगत को सूयते रचती है. It is my prakriti, it is my prakriti which is seen as, which is taken as. It is me alone which is taken as prakriti. सूयते, इस हेतु से ये संसार चक्र घूम रहा है. Because of this, the entire sansara is going on. This is what Bhagavan says. ये हम श्लोक कल कर रहे थे. We were doing this shloka yesterday. Bhagavan said, with me as the presiding presence. It is the presence of cotton. It is the presence of cotton the Prakriti creates. The Prakriti creates. It is the presence of cotton which creates the shirt. Now, cotton doesn't create the shirt. Cotton just appears as shirt. What you see, आप क्या देखते हैं? You see shirt. You see a shirt. आप एक shirt देखते हैं. But it is cotton all over. पूर्ण रूप से cotton है. Cotton के सिवा, cotton means रुई. रुई है. पूर्ण रूप से cotton है. Cotton. With me as the presiding presence, the Prakriti creates the world of movable and unmovable. It is Ishwara, Paramatma's presence. It is Paramatma alone which is seen, which Prakriti, due to Maya, the Prakriti creates the world, the movable and unmovable objects. Because of this reason, hey Kantaya, the world undergo changes and it keeps undergoing. So because you see a shirt, now it undergoes a change. It is half sleeve, short sleeve, full sleeves, and it is washed, and it is you see it everything. It goes under the change. It goes under the change. The Prakriti undergoes. Because it is there, it goes under the change. Prakriti meaning the Prakriti Upadhi, Jagat Suyate, creates this world consisting of Chara things, the movement, things that move, and Achara, things that don't move. Everything is being created. Chara and Achara can refer to all types of sentiments. This is what we did yesterday. Today, आज हम उसको कर रहे हैं और आगे बढ़ते हुए, blessed by this Atma alone, Prakriti creates everything. Blessed by this Atma means blessed by Paramatma. Because Paramatma is there, because by this Atma alone, Prakriti creates everything. Prakriti creates. So because of Because of this, because of my presiding over, my lending consciousness to it, the Prakriti itself is conscious. The Prakriti becomes conscious. Because the jiva is both Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha and Prakriti. Prakriti is, then he says, I am. I am. I am. Pranaha as Parameshwara, and matter as the body, the physical being. I am. Both is Paramatma alone. Without Paramatma's presence, nothing is there. So it is my presence, my consciousness, my lending consciousness to it. The Prakriti itself is conscious. Because consciousness inheres in the Maya Upadhi, that Atma becomes Parameshwara. That Atma, the one who does everything and knows everything, and therefore Sarva Sarva Kritva, Sarva Kritva and Sarva Jnanatva. Blessed by this Atma alone, Prakriti creates everything. Blessed by Parameshwara, blessed by cotton, blessed by cotton, the threads are created, and then the shirt is created. It is the blessing of cotton. It is the blessing of Parameshwara which appears. The consciousness is Parameshwara alone. So because of these reason, anena hetuna, the world undergoes all its changes, and it undergoes, the thread undergoes the change and becomes the kapda, and the kapda undergoes undergoes the sewing machine and becomes the shirt. The changes of creation and dissolution and again changes within creation are all possible because of this alone. They are presided by me. They are presided means I am the king, I am the ruler, I am the adhishthanam. I am the मैं ही अधिष्ठान हूँ इस पूर्ण जगत का. मैं ही इस पूर्ण जगत का अधिष्ठान हूँ. It is me which is being seen as all this charachar jagat. You, whatever you are seeing is me alone. There is nothing other than me which is being seen. मेरे अलावा और कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है. It is me being seen. You see, you are seeing shirts. नहीं नहीं, I am seeing shirt. मैं लाल रंग का शर्ट देखता हूँ, मैं व्हाइट कलर का शर्ट देखता हूँ, मैं ब्लैक कलर का शर्ट देखता हूँ. It is cotton alone which you are seeing. It is cotton alone you are seeing. In your own case, when the body is moving, now let's understand with something more. The changes of the creation and dissolution and the again change within, they are presided by me. They are presided over by me. Therefore, Atma alone, as the Lord can say, Aham Visarjami. I creates. That is why cotton says, cotton creates the shirt. It is the cotton which has created the shirt. Parameshwara creates. Parameshwara creates. Cotton, actually, nothing is created. Nothing is created. It's cotton. कुछ बना नहीं है. It is cotton alone. Nothing is there. But क्योंकि shirt में example, it is just like an example. इसीलिए you see cotton other than the shirt because you are able to objectify. यहाँ पर there is nothing to objectify. You cannot objectify Parameshwara other than yourself. अपने आप से परमेश्वर को अलग नहीं करके देख सकते. That is why the problem remains. The problem remains. So you have to understand the self. Aham Visarjami. I create. And he can also say, I do not create. How? Look at this. Bhagavan says, I create and I do not create. It is he who can say, I create. Aham Visarjami. And he can also say, I don't create. In your own house, when the body is moving, the particular attribute of the body movement is imputed to the one who resides in the body. जो घर में घूम रहा है, that is body alone. जो घूम रहा है वो तो शरीर है. What is it? It is the body alone. But then you say, that is the I, that is me. You are the one who is aware of this body and its movement. But upon the awarer, you superimpose the action of the movement. Being aware, आप जानते हुए, you superimpose the movements, all movements on Paramatma. It is me moving, you superimpose all your movements. अपने सारा चलना फिरना खाना पीना you superimpose upon Paramatma. परमात्मा के जो जो परमात्मा स्वरूप है, जो आपका अपना स्वरूप है, आप उस स्वरूप के ऊपर इम्पोज कर लेते. You impose all your movements, walking, talking, doing things, everything, all verb you impose upon yourself. Whereas everything is being done by what? Everything is done by the body. शरीर करता है. You don't do. What are you doing? Nothing. It is the body which is doing. It is the mind which is doing. It is this. You have to understand this. We are not considering Atma as Satchidanand Atma here. We are talking about the Jiva. This simple Jiva seated inside this body does not perform any action, even though the action done by the body are attributes to the Jiva. The Jiva says, I move. It is the car moving. It is जब जब गाड़ी चलती है, you say, I am moving. मैं चल रहा हूं at the speed of 60. I am moving at the speed of 60. You are not moving at the speed of 60, ji. You can't run. You can't run also at the speed of 60. It is the car which is moving. But you say, आप कहते हैं, मैं 60 की स्पीड पे चल रहा हूं. Even the Olympic gold medalist can't run at 60 kilometers per hour. This is the property of car, not your. Yet he says that he traveled 60 kilometers in an hour. फिर भी वो कहता है, मैं 1 घंटे में 60 किलोमीटर चल करके आया हूं. It is called आरोपा. आरोपित कर लिया. गाड़ी की स्पीड को अपने ऊपर आरोपित कर लिया. You superimpose upon your own body a movement. अपने ऊपर अपना चलना, गाड़ी के चलने को अपने ऊपर superimpose. Now I will give you an example. Very nice example it is. When गाड़ी is moving, जब गाड़ी चल रही होती है, जब गाड़ी दौड़ती है, बड़ी स्पीड से चल रही होती है, and suddenly you see a barrier. आपको ऊपर से there is a barrier for trucks not to come. Buses, the high, जो बड़ी गाड़ियां हैं, उनको रोकने के लिए there is a barrier. When your car passes through it, the car doesn't duck. You duck. As if the barrier is going to hit you. You duck. This is similarly when physical body is running or walking, the action is superimposed upon. You superimpose that it will hit me. It doesn't hit the body. It doesn't even hit the car. The car passes. The car doesn't duck. It passes. You duck. Same way you superimpose all actions of body. बॉडी के, शरीर के सभी एक्शंस को, सभी कर्मों को अपने ऊपर आप आरोपित कर लेते हैं. आरोपित. दिस इज द वर्ड आरोपः. In the same, it is the same for Bhagavan. The adhyaksha, the consciousness being obtained in the prakriti makes the whole thing happen. It is the adhyaksha, the conscious being obtaining in the prakriti, the whole things happen. The prakriti aspect undergoes all the changes, being blessed by Chetanatma, and therefore prakriti performs all action. It is the prakriti which is performing all actions. It is the prakriti which is, ये जो प्रकृति है, यही सब कर्म कर रही है. No one else is doing it. It is prakriti. It is not a me. It is not me who is doing, it is Prakriti. It is Prakriti who is breathing. It is Prakriti who is seeing. It is Prakriti who is hearing. It is Prakriti. It is Prakriti all over. Prakriti is the doer. Prakriti. The whole things happen. The Prakriti aspect undergo all the changes. Being blessed by, it is being blessed by Chetanatma, and therefore Prakriti performs. Because of Chetanatma, because of Paramatma alone, because Paramatma is there, it performs. The Prakriti performs. Prakriti performs in the presence of Paramatma. परमात्मा के प्रेजेंस में, चेतन आत्मा के, and therefore Prakriti performs all the action. When it is understood that actions of Prakriti is superimposed upon Atma, and that without Atma Prakriti itself cannot create, then you too can say, I create, aham visarjami. Because consciousness itself does not perform any action, you can say, I did not create. In my presence, Prakriti perform all activities. It is not I am breathing, it is Prakriti breathing. In my presence, मेरा होने से the body breathes. मेरे होने से the body feels the hunger. It is me, the presence, the Paramatma's presence. So I did not create. In my presence, Prakriti perform all activities. Prakriti or Maya, of course, it is Maya, underwent all the changes. I remain in the Maya Upadhi. This Upadhi I remain. I remain, मैं इसमें as a witnesser I remain, as a conscious I remain. जब तक conscious है, the superimposes on. I always have not been performing any action. Udasina vad asinaha. I am not performing any action. Udasin I am. It is important to note that Bhagavan includes the entire world by saying Sacharacharam. When he says the entire Jagat is created by Prakriti, blessed by Atma, which itself perform no action, your body and all the five elements are also included in the Jagat. Then they are nothing but the product of Maya, blessed by the consciousness, including everything. All this Jagat, including your body, is Maya. Maya. Because blessed by Maya, blessed by consciousness, the Maya performs there, and the product of Maya is not away from Maya, which itself is not away from Atma. Therefore, there is nothing that is away from Satchidanandatma. There is nothing. Let us come to your physical body. Is it created or not? Since it is modification of Prakriti or Maya, this physical body is also created by Prakriti. This physical body is created by Prakriti. Prakriti and Prana. Prana means Ishvara, Paramatma. Prakriti and Paramatma, both. So Prakriti, Prana, mind, sense are created by Prakriti, and behind them is Satchidananda. It is the consciousness. Let us understand. Again, until you clarify everything, this is to be अपने आप को पूर्ण रूप से समझाना. This physical body, since it is the modification of Prakriti or Maya, this physical body, ये शरीर भी प्राकृतिक है, प्रकृति की वजह से. Because of this, इस संसार, because of this Prakriti, Prakriti creates the body. It is created. This physical body is created by Prakriti. Prana, mind and senses are created by body. Prakriti. The mind, the senses, everything is created by Prakriti. And behind them is Satchidananda. Behind them is Satchidananda. Satchit Ananda Atma, and behind them is Satchit Ananda Atma. Therefore, your mind is functioning, being blessed by Atma alone, every vritti. Because there is Satchit Ananda Atma behind the Prakriti, Behind the Prakriti, behind the Prakriti. Behind the Prakriti means the Prakriti. The Prakriti is also Satchidanandatma, and that Satchidanandatma is what you say. It is blessed by Atma alone. In that, every thought appears. Every thought appears in that. It is the conscious, the Satchidanandatma. And because of Satchidanandatma, in the mind, thought appears. Because there is consciousness, because of consciousness, the mind reacts. And that reaction is the thought, the vritti, the vritti. The vritti, the thoughts, enjoys Chaitanya Atma. It is same whether it is individual Srishti, your mind and its thoughts, or total Srishti, the entire Jagat, because Atma is same. Behind the whole scene of your personal creation or the total cosmic creation is one Chaitanya Atma alone. Therefore, you too can say, along with Bhagavan, blessed by me, Prakriti creates this world composed of movable and immovable objects. Maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. This is ज्ञान. इसको ज्ञान कहते हैं. ये नॉलेज है. I perform no action. मैं कोई no action. In my presence alone action take place. It is my presence in which the action, प्रकृति का एक्शन दिखता है. If I am not there, there is no action. It is my presence. It is the presence of Paramatma in which all actions are seen. And this seeing is Maya. And there is no Kriya. No Kriya is happening. It is only the illusion. This has to be understood very clearly. ये श्लोक बहुत एग्जाम्पल बड़े छोटा छोटा लोग समझा करके आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. This cannot be understood so easily. Rajag Vidya, it is the king's, it is the knowledge of king's knowledge, king of all knowledge. It is very guhya. Guhya means it is very deep. You have to, you can only hear the word. You can hear the word. आप सिर्फ शब्द सुन सकते हैं. You can only hear the shabda. You can analyze the thought. जिस शब्द से thought बनता है, you can only analyze that thought. But you are, after analyzing the thought, you are. After analyzing the entire thought, what is you. Is you. So you are the thoughtless. You are the thoughtless presence. In that thoughtless Paramatma, the thought comes. Vritti, the thoughts, and that thought is enjoyed by Chaitanya Atma. You have to understand this, जी. इस बात को समझना ही पड़ेगा. There is no रास्ता, no escape. Therefore, you too can say, along with Bhagavan, blessed by me, Prakriti creates the entire world, the entire sansara. I perform no action. In my presence alone, actions take place. The Chetana, inert itself, cannot create, and the Chetana, consciousness, does not create. It is not the consciousness which creates. In between, there is the so-called creation. The inert Prakriti, blessed by Chaitanya Atma, the conscious being, becomes the cause of the entire creation. The entire creation is created. The entire creation is there. What you see is the entire creation. So when Bhagwan says, I create, but at the same time he says, I did not do it, it is exactly like the person seated in the car. I did 60 miles per hour, and then saying, no, I did not do it. In the both situations, the statement are made from the standpoint of Satchidananda Atma. You too can say, I thought, and immediately follow it. I don't think. I don't think at all. It is not denying your responsibility for your action. It is not, because such denial requires that you accept an action of your doership as real. If you say, I am karta, an agent, then you cannot say that you did the action and the same time deny that you are responsible. Suppose you have this understanding that you never really performed action. Even when you performed action, then when you say, I did the action and I never performed the action, you are revealing something. You are revealing. See, the truth is revealed. The truth is revealed. Revelation. The truth is revealed. I, I did the action and I never performed any action. Bhagwan accepts the karma when he says, I create, but at the same time, he says, I did not do it. Exactly like the person, exactly like fire saying, who burned बाप you तुमने मेरा अंगुली जलाई आग में अंगुली डाली. You put the finger in fire and then you blame आग fire कि जी तुमने मेरा अंगुली जलाई. आग says, yes, मैंने तुम्हारी अंगुली जलाई, but at the same time it says, I didn't do it. मैंने नहीं जलाई. मैंने नहीं जलाई. I haven't burnt your finger. So it is like I was seated in the car, I did 60 miles. At the same time, I did not perform any action. Both are true. Similarly, here from the standpoint of Upadhi, Atma is Karta, and from its own standpoint, it is purely a blessing. From the Upadhi, from the Jiva's drishti, from Maya Upadhi se, Upadhi ki drishti se, Jiva drishti se, you are the Karta. And from Paramatma drishti, from the standpoint of Paramatma, it is purely a blessing, a presence. The self is only a presence of consciousness in which the mind becomes active and action take place. That is why जभी आप कह सकते हैं I am not the doer. Despite of doing karma, I don't do. It is not me who is doing. The karmas are being done in Prakriti. The Prakriti does the karmas according to its law. According to its law, the karmas are taking place. The karmas are being done. Because there is a body, the breath is taking place. सांस आ रही जा रही है because there is a body. You say, मैं सांस लेता हूं, whereas you don't take सांस. आप सांस नहीं लेते हैं. सांस कौन ले रहा है? Body. The Prakriti is breathing. Because you are there, because the Chaitanya is there, the consciousness is there, the body is breathing. And that breathing is taken up as I am breathing. So, this is what we saw when Bhagavan said earlier in the 4th chapter, Karmani karma yapasyet sabuddhimanaha. The one who recognizes actionlessness in action is a wise man. The one who recognizes that it is not me, I am not breathing, it is the body breathing. It is the body. तो अच्छा, इसमें जो गुलाब का खुशबू आता है, it is the body who is. मैं अगर बह गया, I am a jiva. If मैं बहता नहीं हूं, then I remain the consciousness. The consciousness knows there is some smell, but then it doesn't flow with it. नहीं, we need, हमारे को हर समय गुलाब का खुशबू चाहिए. No. Whatever is there, I have to, the body has to breathe, the body is breathing, the body keeps breathing. There may be some smells and some nice smells, some bad smells, odors, and everything. There may be. Body keeps breathing, body keeps breathing. This you should understand. It is body breathing. The Prakriti keeps doing it. Karmas in the presence of Chaitanya, consciousness. This is to be understood. The entire Jagat is changing because of Prakriti, which is blessed by me. Therefore, I can say I create, I sustain, I destroy. And when I say I did not do anything, because I am like a witness. Thus, all contradictions are resolved. It is me, it is me, it is me, it is me, because of which the body breathes. And this breathing leads to sustenance of the body. इस ब्रीदिंग, इस सांस लेने से ये शरीर चलता है, सस्टेन होता है, जीवित रहता है. और जब सांस की जब जब देयर व्हेन देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम इन द लंग्स एंड द प्रकृति में प्रॉब्लम होती है, देन द ब्रीदिंग इज स्टॉप्ड. आई विटनेस एवरीथिंग. आई विटनेस the breathing. I witness the beginning of breathing. I witness the breathing. I witness the stoppage of breathing. Breathing का रुकना भी मैं ही देखता हूँ. I witness everything. As a witnesser, I witness everything. As a witnesser, everything happens. I see. Then I can say, after, therefore I say, I create, I sustain, I destroy. And then I can say, I did not do anything, because I am like a witness. Thus, all contradictions are over. There is no contradiction. There should never, अगर कोई contradiction रह गया है, there, if there is a doubt still remaining, please go ahead and ask, and we have to study again. थोड़ा सा दोबारा पढ़ेंगे, क्या बात है. So Bhagwan Shankaracharya describes your own experience here and say, Drishi karmatvapti nimitta hi jagat sarva parivartita. Any activity in the world is because it is an object of consciousness. कोई भी कर्म आपको करता हुआ दिखाई देता है, it is because it is the object of consciousness. क्योंकि ये शरीर इज अ ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ, किसका ऑब्जेक्ट है? मेरा. मेरा मीन्स कॉन्शियसनेस का. जो भी कॉन्शियसनेस का ऑब्जेक्ट है वो करता हुआ दिखाई देता है. Any activity in the world is because it is an object of consciousness. For example, a desire in your mind is known to you. It is the object, karma of consciousness. Consciousness, drishi, in the sense that consciousness light it up. It lights up any object, even the ahankara, it lights up. It is the consciousness which lights up. कॉन्शियसनेस, आपकी चेतना में ही आपके होने का भान होता है. आपके होने का भान कहां होता है? दैट होने की जो भाव, दैट अनुभवम, आई एम, दैट थॉट ऑफ being, that thought of being, is in Chaitanya. Now the Chaitanya, this leads to मैं हूं, मेरा, मैं का अनुभव होता है. That bhana, this is inconscious. Because of consciousness, you say. For example, this is a desire in your mind is known to you. You know the desire. It is the object, karma of consciousness. This is how the samsara begins. Then the action you do is to light up the same Chaitanya. So where is the possibility of an action? Paravritti. Without consciousness being there, at the same time consciousness itself performs no action. All factors are involved in an action. The kharkas such as subject, object, instrument, and so on are lighted up by the same consciousness. It is the Chaitanya which lights up all. Everything is lit up in. Everything is lit up. So it is a common misunderstanding that objective of this knowledge is to eliminate ahankara. It is not to eliminate ahankara. Then the question will naturally, if I eliminate ahankara, ego, how will I engage in any pursuit? We do not eliminate the ego. We say the ego is Atma, but Atma is not the ego. This amounts to an elimination of ego because you think Atma is ego. Ego means me. Ego means the Ahankara. You are there, but not as Ahankara. You are there as Paramatma. So this I without the Atma further appropriate. This is what Bhagavan says. In the last two verses, we saw that Prakriti creates the world consisting of things, the movable and immovable objects. Everything is. This is how would you know? From the standpoint of Atma, there is no Jagat. From the standpoint of Atma, there is no Jagataha. Now the entire Jagat and Atma is being explained by Swamiji. In the last two verses, we saw that Prakriti creates the world consisting of things. प्रकृति जो है वो संसार का उस वो संसार की रचना करती. It is the prakriti which is being seen as sansara, things that moves and things that do not move. It also sustains and destroys it. Destruction is in the sense of dissolving creation back to itself. Destruction. Bhagwan says Prakriti can do this only because it is blessed by me. Kyunki this is blessed by me, you see the Prakriti doing it is me. Without the basis, without this basis, it cannot be conscious and therefore cannot create. अगर मैं नहीं होऊंगा तो देयर विल बी नो चेतना. इफ देयर इज नो चेतना, अगर चेतना नहीं होगी तो कोई क्रिएशन नहीं होगी. देयर विल बी नो, नथिंग इज क्रिएटेड, कैनॉट क्रिएट. प्रकृति also called as Maya draws its existence from Paramatma. It is the Paramatma alone which is seen as Prakriti. So it is because of Paramatma and therefore can create by itself. If word I, aham, is used keeping the Maya Upadhi in view, the Lord can say aham visarjami, I create. But in reality, the aham is purely Paramatma, and to say I create is only a referential statement. Then again, Bhagwan says, Nachamam tani karmani nibadhanti. These actions do not affect me at all because I am like one who is absolute, indifferent, udasinavat. This is from my own standpoint of view. From Paramatma's standpoint of view, I am not the do. I am not affected by any karma. I am not affected. I remain as I am. I remain as I am. This is the form. This is from my own standpoint, and there is no action at all. We have two types of statement here, which undergoes together is jnanam. There are two statements. We have two types of statement here, which understood together is jnanam. If you understand the two statements, I am the one. एक stand. There are two statements. एक statement है I from the jiva standpoint of view. From jiva standpoint of view, there is a doer. The jiva does. But from Paramatma standpoint of view, there is nothing I do, and I am not affected. Jiva is affected. I am not. If you understand these two statements together, if they are understood together, it is knowledge. Similarly, when you say aham karomi, I do, all this is involved. The action that obtains in the upadhi, such as body, mind, sense complex, is superimposed upon the self, and then you say I do. You superimpose अपना अपना सब कुछ superimpose your body, mind, sense complex, अपना अंतःकरण you superimpose on the Paramatma, and then you say upon yourself you superimpose अपने अंतःकरण को अपने ऊपर, मैं जो परमात्मा है, उस परमात्मा के ऊपर यू सुपर इम्पोज योर अंतःकरणम, अपने अंतःकरण को उस पर अध्यारोपित कर लेते हैं, फिर कहते हैं मैं करता हूं, आई डू. If this is understood, the fact that you do not do anything, even when you see to do all type of action, should also be very clear. It is for this reason Bhagwan says that these karmas do not bind me. क्योंकि ये मैं, because आत्मा, the परमात्मा doesn't do it. It is आपने जो अध्यारोपित किया हुआ है वो करता है. That अध्यारोपण करने वाला, that अध्यारोपित जो है, that अंतःकरणम which you say, that then Bhagwan says that these karmas, if you understand, it is being done in Prakriti, the Jiva. So Bhagwan Shankaracharya poses an interesting question here. When the Lord has no connection to the objects of enjoyment, and when there is no other conscious being to be enjoyer, for what reason does he create the world? Agar if he is not the enjoyer, he is not the doer, why does he create the world? If the creation is for another enjoyer, he must first establish that there is another. Is there another? कोई और है क्या जिसके लिए ये संसार? Bhagwan is like playing like a joker all over. Why is this film there? The mantra that Bhagavan Shankaracharya quoted previously said that there is only one Lord, Eko Devaha, one conscious being concealed in all the beings, Sarva Bhuteshu Gudaha. As we have seen earlier, it means that there is only one self, which by nature is conscious and happens to be the entire creation. There is no multiplicity here at all. Sarvam Brahmaiva Neha Nanasti Kinchana. Even the Jagat is not a second thing, because it is Mithya. Mithya is what the Shruti says. Now suppose you say that there are many Atmas, then we must ask, is the second Atma known to you or not? If you say there is second Atma, you have to say it is known to you. How would another be known? By Atma. Atma knows the Atma. If it is known, then we will ask whether it is known by Atma or Anatma. Suppose you say it is known by Atma. To know there is second Atma, you must be able to see the difference between your own Atma and the Samne Wale ka Atma. You have to understand. To do that, you must first see that what is peculiarity is your Atma that makes it distinguishable from the second one. If you look into your Atma, what do you see? White or black? If you see black Atma, does the blackness belong to Atma or Anatma? If it belongs to Anatma, how can you say it is you? You are Atma. You are not Anatma. So you have to understand a property of Atma which you have to see should be an object. And Atma being yourself, you can never see it as an object. You can never see yourself as an object. आप अपने आप को ऑब्जेक्टिफाई नहीं कर सकते. You cannot objectify yourself. ये मैं हूं and you be other than this. ये मैं हूं. You can only objectify. You can objectify your body. You can अपने शरीर को objectify कर सकते. You cannot objectify yourself. अपने स्वरूप को objectify नहीं कर सकते हैं. And Atma being yourself, you can never see it as an object. In order to see anything, you must have a kartra karma bhedah. The seer must be different from the seen. देखने वाला दिखने वाले से अलग होना चाहिए. So to look into the particular feature of Atma, you have to divide Atma into two, the seer Atma and the seen Atma. How can you say that Atma is both the seer and seen? It is not possible at all. Atma is not. So you cannot see the features in you, your own Atma, that will distinguish it from Atma. Thus, difference between one Atma and another cannot be known by Atma. Atma doesn't under there is no difference between one Atma and the another one. There is no difference. The if you say there are both Atmas are same by anatma, then you have to say it is known by anatma. But anatma is jada, inert. It is something that you see. Being inert, anatma cannot see anything at all. Therefore, this difference is not seen by either atma or anatma. So the difference, there is no difference between two atmas. This ये बात को बहुत ध्यान से समझिए. There are no two atmas. There is only one atma. One atma alone. एक ही आत्मा है. There is no two atmas. If you say there are two atmas, there is two atma. अगर आप कहेंगे there are two atmas, then the question will be कि आप दूसरी आत्मा को कैसे जानते हैं, दूसरी आत्मा को किस प्रकार जानते हैं, कि मैं अपनी आत्मा से दूसरी आत्मा को जानता हूं, by आत्मा. If it is known, then we will ask whether it is known by आत्मा. आप अपनी आत्मा से जानते हैं अनात्मा से. Suppose you say it is known by आत्मा. To know there is second आत्मा, you must be able to see the difference. अगर आप कहेंगे कि मैं आत्मा से, अपनी आत्मा से दूसरी आत्मा को, आई नो देयर इज सेकेंड आत्मा, तो आपने कैसे पहचाना जी दे उधर दूसरा आत्मा है? फ्रॉम माई आत्मा आई थॉट देयर इज अनदर आत्मा. कैसे पहचाना? देन यू मस्ट बी एबल टू सी द डिफरेंस बिटवीन. तो आपको दोनों आत्माओं के, अपनी आत्मा और दूसरी आत्मा के बीच में डिफरेंस दिख रहा है. टू डू दैट यू मस्ट फर्स्ट सी देयर इज अगर ये जानना है कि उस आत्मा में और इस आत्मा में अंतर है, दोनों आत्माओं में अंतर है, तो सबसे पहले आपको ये जानना पड़ेगा कि मेरी आत्मा में व्हाट इज डिस्टिंग्विशेबल, क्या क्या अलग है उस आत्मा से, उस आत्मा से क्या क्या अलग है. सो इफ यू लुक इनटू योर आत्मा, व्हाट डू यू सी? जब आप अपनी आत्मा देखेंगे, अपनी आत्मा में झांकेंगे, तो क्या देखते हैं? डू यू सी व्हाइट और ब्लैक? क्या आप अपनी आत्मा में कुछ गुण देखते हैं? इफ यू सी इट व्हाइट, ब्लैक, रेड, इफ यू सी इट द ब्लैकनेस, इफ यू सी एनीथिंग, तो वो जो दिख रहा है, डज इट बिलोंग टू आत्मा और अनात्मा? सपोज यू सी माई आत्मा इज फैट, मेरा आत्मा मोटा है, पतला है, लंबा है, गोल्ड है, स्वर्ण का है. इफ इट इज, देन इट इज अनात्मा. whatever is there is अनात्मा. it belongs to आत्मा. how are you going to see it? कैसे देखोगे? a property of आत्मा which you have to see should be an object. अगर आप किसी अपनी आत्मा की प्रॉपर्टीज के बारे में, अपनी आत्मा के गुणों के बारे में जानना चाहोगे, तो आपको वो सब गुण एज अ ऑब्जेक्ट, एज अ कुछ चीज के रूप में होने चाहिए. एंड आत्मा बीइंग योरसेल्फ, यू कैन नेवर सी इट एज एन ऑब्जेक्ट. अगर आत्मा, आप स्वयं आत्मा है, तो आप उसे ऑब्जेक्ट के रूप में नहीं देख सकते. इन ऑर्डर टू सी एनीथिंग, यू मस्ट हैव कर्त कर्म भेदः. आपके उसमें देखने वाला और दिखने वाला दो चीजें होनी चाहिए. बट यहां पर दो, आपकी आत्मा में दो चीजें नहीं है. यू आर, आप हैं, आप हैं. You are. There are no two. The seer must be different from the seen, but here it is not. So to look into any particular feature of Atma, you have to divide Atma into two. आपको आत्मा को दो भेदों में डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा कि मैं देखने वाला हूं और ये दिखने वाला है, और जो भी दिखने वाला है वो तो अनात्म है. whatever you see is anatma, so it is not possible at all. आप कुछ नहीं देख सकते, आत्मा का कोई फीचर नहीं है, so you cannot see the features in your own atma that will be distinguished. जो अपने अंदर ऐसा कोई फीचर नहीं देख सकते जो दूसरी आत्मा से आप डिस्टिंग्विश कर सकें कि ये आत्मा अलग है और मैं अलग हूं, क्योंकि जो भी फीचर्स आप अपने अंदर देखेंगे दैट फीचर्स आर ऑल अनात्मा, सब फीचर्स अनात्मा है. Thus, the difference between Atma and another, your one Atma and another Atma cannot be known by an Atma alone. आत्मा इसके बारे में नहीं जान सकती, तो क्या अनात्म जान सकता है? Then you have to say it is known by अनात्मा, but अनात्मा is जड़ा. अनात्म तो जड़ है, inert है. It is something that you see. Being inert, anatma cannot see anything at all. Therefore, this difference is not seen by either atma or anatma. If it is not seen, you cannot prove there is another atma. तो आप ये बात प्रूव नहीं कर सकते देयर इज अनदर आत्मा. इट इज वन परमेश्वरा बीइंग सीन. It is one Parameshwara alone. It is one Atma alone which is being seen as number of jivas. So Bhagwan Shankaracharya proves this further. इसको और एनालाइज करते हैं. भगवान शंकराचार्य doesn't release it. He probes. Assuming for the sake of argument that this difference exists, if it differs from the non-different from Atma, if you say it is not identical with Atma, it becomes a dharma, property of Atma, which is an Atma. If you say it is identical with Atma, then we have to say the same problem of establishing how are you going to see. So there is no pramana for it. Because Atma cannot see its own feature, it does not have that kind of subject-object division. To summarize, अब सब बात को समराइज करके बात करते हुए बताते हैं, इफ देयर आर मेनी आत्मास यू मस्ट बी एबल टू डिस्टिंग्विश वन. अगर बहुत सारी आत्माएं हैं देन यू हैव टू डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन द टू आत्मास. And to do that, you must have be able to establish the difference among them. सब आत्माएं अलग अलग हैं, इस बारे में आपको भेद क्रिएट कर, you have to prove it. आपको सबूत देना पड़ेगा कि ये आत्मा अलग है, ये आत्मा अलग है. You have to prove it. In order to establish the difference, first you must see the Atma having this feature and the another Atma having other features. तो इस आत्मा में ये गुण है, उस आत्मा के ये गुण हैं. Unless you have established the difference between Atmas, you cannot establish the multiplicity of the Atma. If your Atma is Satchidananda Atma, then what about the other Atma? If you say Atmas are many and all of them are Satchidananda, how can there be another Ananda other than this Ananda which is limitless? If one Satchidananda Atma is limitless, where is the possibility of another limitless Atma? There is no second limitlessness. एक ही limitness है, एक ही unlimited है, and that unlimited is you alone. That is why along with Ishwara, Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti Suyate, that is knowledge. The whole teaching is that you should be able to say along with the Lord Bhagavan, by me everything presides over. Because when he says me, that me is Satchidanandatma, and there is only one Satchidanandatma, and that is Paramatma alone. Paramatma alone. Perhaps a second Atma can be inferred. Even though you don't see Atma, you may argue that you can infer it because person responds when you talk to him. There is another Atma. You can always infer. This we are going to see in tomorrow's class. कल की क्लास में हम इसे जानने का, समझने का प्रयास करेंगे. So आज की क्लास में you must understand there are no two Atmas. It is only Paramatma alone. This is being established. ये गुह है, बहुत गहरी विद्या है. गुह का मतलब बहुत रहस्यमय भी है और बहुत गहरी भी है. Because words are not alone to You have to understand the word. You have to analyze the word. और एनालाइज करने के बाद एनालाइजिंग इज ऑल्सो नॉट द ज्ञानम. द ज्ञानम इज द recognition of self. On that day there is no jnanam, there is nothing. कुछ नहीं रहता. That alone is Paramatma. Paramatma alone is. This is what we will try to understand tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om Ishwar Arpanamastu. Om Paramatmane Arpanamastu. Om Shri Krishnaya Arpanamastu. Om Gurudevaya Arpanamastu. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Harihi Om Tat Sat. This is going to take time भाई. ये अपना स्वरूप का अंडरस्टैंडिंग है.